What's poppin'? Look, welcome to Strong Friend Podcast. It's your girl Jaquay, better known as Juju, your lovely host. A lot of y'all know me in business. You even might have known me from my previous podcast, Big Girl Bills Club, that I had a couple of years ago. I talked about relationships, business, confidence, friendships, being a wife, being a mom, all that. But somewhere along the way, with life to life, I realized a couple of things. That I was a strong ass friend. And the thing about it is, or I became even a more stronger friend because I realized the strong friends was calling me. So I'm the strong friend. And, I was the one that everybody leaned on. Everyone called. Everyone depended on. The one that everybody, as soon as I pick up the phone, they just telling me what it is, how it is, not even asking if I even have the capacity to hold it. The one that everybody thinks have it all together. And the crazy part about it is, I feel like everybody just feel like the strong friend don't break. And I learned that through my own journey because I've been through so much. And I realized people really feel like people that are strong don't get tired. They don't cry. They don't break. They don't go through anything. And baby, let me tell you, I break, I cry, I go through things. It may take a little bit more for the strong friend to go through those things, because strong friends have been through a lot of different things. That means that we were built on survival, but we do break. And I have went through those stages. Now, I've wrote notes, be clear, because I like to ramble. But I want to make sure that, because as a friend, this is like a FaceTime call. If you was to call me, like, this no editing. This ain't oh, hold on, let me fix my lipstick. Hold on, let me fix my lip gloss. I'm going to put some lip gloss on if my lips get dry. I'm going to be real, because if you call your friend, she going to keep it real with you. That's what you call your friend and give it to you. Give it to you real and direct. I wanted to create a space where strong friends can breathe and excel, in their vision. And the thing about it is that for me, a couple of years ago, I got diagnosed with high blood pressure when my brother got murdered. Now, the topic is not about my brother being murdered this episode, but I say that to say is that your body holds a lot of grief. Even when you feel like you're doing good and you look good, your body could tell the truth. You hear me? And so I realized that I'm a vessel and that talking can help someone else. And I also want to say this because I said I like to ramble, but how I was able to finalize the name of my podcast and even to actually take the chance to launch it and have the strength to do it is I was listening to Sarah Jake's sermon a couple of weeks ago. I've been listening to Sarah Jake's faithfully since 2021 when I first separated from my marriage. Obviously, I'm divorced now. But when I separated, it's because she made me feel calm, and I just felt like it was a rhema word, like a word directed to me. But a couple of weeks ago, she was talking about how there is a process in the promise, and there is no promise without a process. And what that means is you will be a disservice to your community and your environment to show your promise without the process. And for me, I've talked about all the wins where, okay, yes, I've had a hair salon, an event space, and a spa, and I bought a house, I've been married. I don't say that to be sarcastic, like, oh, I'm saying it's like I have achieved those things, right? But before I achieved those things, there was a process before I got there. And I never discussed those things, right? I never discussed the beats, the abuse, the rape, my mom dying, or the bulliness, or the homelessness, or, and even the wins after my a divorce, it's like, okay, I still went through a divorce, but I almost lost the house. Yes, I got a business, but it's like I'm going back and forth in a marriage and trying to finalize the divorce and going to court, and it's like, all right. Then it's like, okay, I lost a father, I lost a brother, I lost a sister. I'm now the only living of my immediate family. You know how much is that to carry? And I live in a state without family. I've been living here for saying nothing and building, and you go through all of these things of divorce and so many things that I'm a vessel of a me too. And you get stuck in your head, and you finally get to a point where your body's like, enough. I've had enough. And so I had a whole lot of processes that I never documented, but I had a lot of promises that I talked about. So my success in order for me to gain your trust so you could do business with me. Now here I am talking about my process in my transitional stage so that you can trust yourself to see I'm trusting myself again, because I'm starting over in a sense. I've done most of the things that I've wanted to do in business. Now personally, on a personal journey, I'm making changes, but also I'm on a different realm where I want to do something different professionally. Where Sarah talks about we get so stuck in our process don't look like our promise, where you may have to step down and do something differently. Like now I know, I want to teach the youth. I want to educate them, but I want to have different centers. I want to have something like the Boys and Girls Club. I want innovation centers. I want like Code Ninjas. I want all of that, but this is a different realm. Yes, I have master's degrees. Yes, I've done all these businesses, but I may have to take a position in a school that may not be what I'm used to in monetary value, but that's my process to my promise. Oh, okay, well, you may have to talk about what you may that didn't work in your marriage so your fellow sister can see, oh, well, let me not do this, or, oh, let me look out for that so this doesn't happen in my relationship. You have to share so they can understand there are processes for your promise, okay? Don't want to ramble, but stay with me. So understanding, I'm like, you know what? I've been through a lot of stuff. I am the strong friend, and you are probably the strong friend too, which is why you're here. So, and honestly, I didn't know what I wanted my first episode to be about, because the truth is I've lived a lot of life. That's the truth. I've experienced heartbreak, that you guys divorced, friendship breakups, loss, grief, business struggles, family trauma, rebuilding myself over and over again. And through it all, I had to still keep showing up and still had to keep smiling and still had to keep being strong. And now I have a son, and this is different for me. I've never been single with a child. You got to think about it. It's like, okay, I'm going on year 5, because now I can't just date for myself seriously. Like, yeah, I didn't went through the stage of having fun, but to be serious and intentional, like I got a whole kid now, I can just choose anybody. Like it's serious, and I think that's what people don't understand about strong people, is just because we carry things well, doesn't mean it ain't heavy. Like I carry this well, baby, but it's heavy as hell too. And what's crazy is that people always check on the friend that looks like they're falling apart, but nobody checks on a friend that's holding everybody else together. Like when you look like you got it all together, ain't nobody say, hey girl, how you doing? What you got going? No, they're not checking on you. The one that's, no, and I guarantee the one that look like they're always happy and always got to is the one that's going through way, way, way more than the one that's falling apart. And eventually it becomes very exhausting. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you become everybody's safe place while secretly needing one yourself. Like, damn, like, where do you go? Like, everybody come to me, know how draining that becomes eventually. And I realized there are so many seasons in, like, my life where I was pouring into everybody else while quietly just drowning. And no one was seeing me drowning. No one was seeing me crying. I'm alone. I'm in a whole nother state. I've been in a state where I didn't have a hug for a year or two by myself. Whereas I'm smiling, but it's like, damn, I didn't even have a hug from a family member in a year, maybe 2 years. where I've lost a brother, I've lost a sister, I lost a biological dead. And it's like, okay, I've lost a marriage. That's because that's a death. And it's like, I've closed the business up. I almost lost. It's like, damn, I have all these deaths and not nothing, you know? And I was showing up for people while grieving and helping people while breaking down and being emotionally available for everybody else while being completely alone. And I know that there's somebody else on here thinking like, girl, you too? For real? I'm not exactly. And then after a while, you start asking yourself, who checks on me? Like, have you asked that? Who checks on you? And I think a lot of strong friends struggle with that question, you know, because we become so used to surviving that people stop seeing us as human. Like, we're like superhuman. Like, we're the ones that we watch on TV, like Wonder Woman or Superman or Thor or, you know, Black Panther. We're the ones that's just not human, right? And then they just think, oh, she got it. She'll figure it out. Oh, she'll bounce back. Because you typically do. You know, and yes, maybe we do. Maybe. But it comes to a point that sometimes you be like, I'm tired of fucking bouncing back. Like, I'm tired of bouncing back. Like, I'm so fucking tired of bouncing back. You're like, what? All I do is bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, pick up the pieces, pick up the pieces. You don't think I get tired of picking up the pieces too? What? I mean, because it doesn't mean we don't get tired of carrying it, because we do pick it up, but you don't think I have a moment when I want to give up too like you do too, but because y'all feel like, oh, you know, well, I depend on you. You're a role model for me. Or when you get people writing like, how do you get past that? You know, I look up to you. Can you tell me? It's like, damn, I got all these people looking at me to see how I'm doing it. I'm taking this stuff day by day. Just like you do. Except I'm just stronger because I have no choice but to, because a lot of people is dependent on me. You know? And one thing I had to learn the hard way is that being a strong friend can become an identity. Like, it ain't even an identity that you even choose. It chooses you. You become the fixer, the helper, the listener, the dependable one. And sometimes you lose yourself in that role. Like, what? Because you spend so much time making sure everybody is okay. You have to stop and make sure to yourself, like, am I okay? Like, you got to really, like, when you learn healing and when you heal, you start to have boundaries, because who is asking, are you okay? Because, baby, I've had to learn the hard way. If you're not checking on you, ain't nobody checking on you. Like, especially after you go through one of the hardest seasons of your life. I lost marriage. I lost friendships. I lost the people I've loved. I lost pieces of myself. Like, I'm being real with you. Like, can we be real? Like, can we be real? I lost loss after loss after loss after loss after loss. And people just, hey, what you doing today? You doing good? What you eat for dinner? The fuck you mean what I eat for dinner? Death. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is what hurt the most wasn't just the losses themselves. It was realizing how lonely pain can feel when everybody expects you to stay strong. It's like, ain't nobody gonna even come and say, can I wash some dishes for you? Ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, like, I'm gonna come over and just sit with you. Or, hey, it's nothing. So when people be like, oh, you don't check up on me, or you won't call, or, bro, do you know how much stuff I've had to do on my own? So I don't isolate myself to be rude or mean. I isolate myself because that's all I know is doing it alone from the real stuff. You get what I'm saying? And I know somebody listening right now understand exactly what I mean, because I'm not crazy. It's like you the strong friend at work, the strong friend in your family, the strong person in your relationship, the strong friend in your friendships. It's like, bro, everybody comes to you, but who do you go to? It's like, I go to God, I go to my mom, but there's some things I can't say because I don't want them to think, because it's like you may have pain where it might affect them. So it's like, okay, I can't go to her about this. I can't go to him about that. So all I could talk to is either my counselor, my therapist. You know, you don't have the friends really checking on you, but they're calling it for you to check up on them, or they want to pour out all this. And you just got to take and listen to them. But it's like, but when you get off this phone, you may have to cry, because it's like, damn, like, it ain't like they call, you know. Because I wanted this, you know, so it really just led me to, like, I needed a safe space, because safe space matters, right? And because I want this to be a safe space for people who are used to carrying everybody else, a place where we can talk honestly, heal honestly, laugh honestly, and cry. It'd be okay to be the strong friend that cry, not pretending. No fake perfection. I'm not perfect, and neither are you, baby. Okay? And it's okay that you're not perfect, and not acting like it hurts sometimes, because sometimes it does hurt. Okay? And just real conversations, real healing, real truth. And one thing I'm learning in this season is that strength does not mean silence. It doesn't. And I'm going to say that again. Strength does not mean silence. And I think a lot of us were taught to survive quietly, to cry privately, to heal alone, to keep pushing no matter what. But carrying alone is not strength. I don't want to carry you alone. So that's why I created this space. You don't got to carry it alone no more. And if nobody else is going to be the strong friend to tell you that, I'm the strong friend. And this is the podcast that's going to tell you that. You're no longer carrying it alone. The strong friend needs a strong friend, or a stronger friend. How about that? And we're going to do it together. You're going to hold me accountable, and I want to hold you accountable. Sometimes strength is admitting I'm tired, I'm hurt, I need support too. Speaking up for yourself, setting up boundaries, okay? Because for so long, I carried a lot by myself. And I know there are other strong friends out there doing the same exact thing that I had been doing. So if you're listening to me, I just want you to know that you do not always have to be the strong one. You are allowed to rest. You're allowed to reset. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to fall apart. Sometimes we are allowed to do that. And you're allowed to need people too. And most importantly, you deserve people who pour back into you the same way you pour into everybody else. Okay? So I want to thank you for tuning into my very first episode of the Strong Friend Podcast. And trust me, we got a lot to talk about this season. So until next time, be blessed.